Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to continue with the Taurus season celebration for the idols that are having their birthdays in this season, in this month. So today is going to be the turn of NCT Dream, Jeno. So yes, we're going to dedicate this reading to him. Let's talk a bit about him, his energy astrologically, and he is a sun in Taurus, and his moon is in Sagittarius. And also, like we were talking about him the other day, we were using him as an example of that he is the kind of Taurus person that does have a lot of placements in fire, and this actually happens quite frequently for people that have their birthday during the last part of April. So they are like the new decanate of, when Aries ends and Taurus begins. These Taurus people are actually like they are like being very influenced still by Aries, so they are an interesting mix. They are probably a bit more like extrovert or a bit more like energetic than other Tauruses. So because he does have, for example, I believe his Mercury and his Venus are in Aries, and of course that his moon is in Sagittarius. So even though yes, he's a really sweet Taurian guy, he does look like a Taurus person, but he's much more energetic and strong and passionate than what people actually may think of him. Like he's a bit more spontaneous. Probably if you ask him what he thinks or his ability to have fun and to be a bit like loose, a bit more loose, like a bit more like adaptable, he will do it. Sometimes the people that are they have a lot of Taurus energy in them. They they usually are a bit like more stable, so it's hard to actually to persuade them to do something. They are a bit more stable. They are also a bit more consistent, of course, but I think that in the case of Jeno, his energy seems to be a bit more of the person that is like an adventurer, that he doesn't mind to actually do something different, like to try something different and to be a bit like more wild and have fun. I think that for him, having fun is something that it makes him happy inside, to laugh, to enjoy life and to being able to be himself, not so structured like the typical earth signs. So let's talk a bit about the tarot cards that he got. He got the Nine of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Page of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and the Six of Cups. So yes, here I have 6 cards. I usually pulled only 5, but this one, the one in the middle, came out mixed while I was shuffling. So I actually, when I started to put them, like to display them, I realized that they were 6. So, I decided to keep it that way. Um, definitely here with this Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles is a very beautiful card, and it reminds me a bit of Taurus energy, because it does remind me also about the major arcana, the Empress. When you are fulfilled about your own achievements, when you feel good about yourself because you're like, oh, look what I have achieved, look how much I had grown, look how much I have learned and acquired, the experience, and I feel so good about myself. Like I love myself. I love who I had become. I love everything that, since it's pentacles, it's not easy to get to a state of realization, actually. Because sometimes pentacles, they do show results, yes, physical and material results, but they also often invite us to put more effort, or to work harder, or to keep on working. So when you get a Nine of Pentacles, it's as if you can rest a bit and be like, okay, look, I can count my pentacles because I believe I have a lot, and I'm happy about it. And I want to show them off. I want to show you, my capital. I want to show you what I have achieved. And I think that there's something very interesting about Geno's reading, that he seems to be like this, because next he has the Two of Cups. So there's this sense of everybody wanting to be with him, or be related to him. It seems like he is quite popular, actually, not just from his superiors, but also from his peers, from his colleagues, from his members. Maybe like everybody tries to look for a chance to have a connection with him, but somehow, here in the middle, and this is the card that actually came like in between, that it was hidden. That is the Knight of Wands. For me, this Knight of Wands reminds me of Sagittarius energy, so it doesn't surprise me that it came out, considering that he is a moon in Sagittarius. So I think that he is the kind of person that, first, he knows his value, he knows he's good, he's not ostentatious, he's not cocky, he's not self-centered, not at all. Actually, he's really humble, but I think he knows what his worth is. I think that he's a guy that, yes, he can have his insecurities as everyone, but I think he's very well trained. There's something about him, actually, that he doesn't doubt himself that much, and also that he doesn't has the need to show himself. It seems like people gravitates toward him, and toward his energy. Seems like a lot of people want to be closer to him. They want to like have him in their lives. And somehow here with this Knight of um of Wands, it seems like he's a bit like on the escapism, and this is where I see Sagittarius energy, actually, being like, oh yes, we had fun, yes, like he doesn't stick around, that much. Like, yes, he can stay with you for a while, but he is like a wild soul. He's always looking for new adventures, like new horizons, new associations. Of course, that he's a very loyal friend. But what I'm seeing, because then we have the page also of Wands, so there's this very fiery nature in him, of actually not sticking around so much with the same group of people, or having, like, you cannot tie him down to one connection. So if you are the kind of friend that you are very possessive, or you are very jealous, and you want him for yourself, I think that Jeno is the kind of person that he would like very gracefully, like reject you. I don't know if the word is rejection, but I think that he would slowly pull away. He would slowly be like, oh, okay, I gotta go. Okay, yes, I have other things to do, but he would leave the connection. I think that he often feels a bit like he gets that uncomfortable feeling of feeling suffocated when he is too invested in a relationship. And since we're talking about the Two of Cups here, this could potentially talk about, a relationship with the opposite sex. I think that starting with with the nine of Pentacles, like I mentioned in the beginning, he definitely doesn't have to put much effort to attract people. Well, he's a Taurus, so definitely he has a lot of beauty. There's a lot of beauty in him. There's a lot of like attractiveness. So I think that probably he also has the possibility to have relationships, or to have friendships that can turn into something else. But I think that in this period of his life, he's not ready to commit. He's not ready to stay, with a particular person. I think he hasn't found love yet. I think that actually he's a bit avoidant of love, or actually feeling something, He just wants to enjoy the connection and enjoy what the connection provides for him and have fun. But he doesn't want anything serious, because this is why I think that he somehow does have a lot of people here that are obsessed with him a bit, and that somehow want to, like I mentioned in the beginning, they want him for themselves. They want to somehow tie him down, and be like, okay, you are with me and nobody else. You are mine. You are mine and only mine. And he is a bit on the defensive about this. He's like, no. He's like, I don't think so. Like, I have other things to do. I'm not staying. Like, I'm sorry. But he should like take care of himself in that sense, because there are a lot of resentful people out there. Some people that don't take rejection very well, and this could like give him a bit of a headache if these people wanted to talk. And I think that this is the reason probably why he potentially also wants to avoid relationships, because he had seen the damages that this does to a lot of people around him. So he's like, I don't want to go through that, and I think that that yes, there's something about relationships that actually he had been hurt before, or not hurt, but I think he was disappointed at how fast things actually started to get negative. He's someone that he always tries to do his best, and he's always tries to remain optimistic and being very positive. So he does avoid somehow drama. He's the kind of person that he doesn't like drama. He doesn't need it. Like, he's very busy. He has a lot of things to do. So he is not interested, in drama, and this is not him actually like not seeing reality. It's more like he prefers to enjoy himself, or to like share with people that make him feel good. But yes, I think that also he's waiting for an opportunity. I think that it has to do with work. That somehow for him it would be a great advance. I don't know if he's waiting for individual activity. Like that probably in the past it was denied for him. Probably in the past, I don't know, maybe people were like, no, no, you're not getting it, or no, this is not the right time. But he is thinking about going back to his roots. He's thinking a lot about his younger years. He's thinking a lot about his childhood, because we do have the five of this, I'm sorry, the six of cups. So it's about feeling nostalgic. Somehow he wants to like do an individual activity that has to do with his roots, and with something that he had mastered, or something that he had learned ever since he was very young. So probably he does want to start working on that. But I think he will have to be patient, because the energy that he's in is this Page of Wands. So somehow these people, in order to give him this opportunity, I don't know why, but they want him to be more experienced. And I don't know what they mean by that. But I don't know if maybe he wanted to participate in a kind of role, or I don't know, maybe acting or something like that. And somehow they are like, you are not that, like you need to work a bit more, you know. And this is he's going to be a bit disappointed by the feedback, you know, because probably he's like, but I'm ready, like I can do it, like I can, you know, I can get into character, I can do it. But somehow I don't know why, because seeing, you know, the Page of Wands and also the Six of Cups, there's something about people actually thinking that he is a bit childish, you know. And I don't think he's childish, you know, because we started the reading with all these cards that talk about, you know, about being actually very prosperous and very popular and very bright, you know. But I don't know, um somehow here at the end, there's something about him being associated with very childish behavior or childish things. So I think that he's a bit hurt about that. You know, probably people giving him this sort of feedback, oh, you are too young for this, or you look too young for this part, something like that, which is actually, it's a bit like ironic, because actually, you know, I think that in Asia, or at least in the industry that he's in, I think they value youthfulness a lot. So I don't know what they mean by that. You know, I don't know if it's his attitude, but I think that because of that feedback, probably he's going to start to feel this urge to look more mature, or to actually like start to differentiate himself from everything that is related to young, or is related to childish. I don't want to say childish, but probably he wants to be taken more seriously. Like he wants to be seen like a man, you know. And somehow I think that he feels like sometimes they I'm sorry guys. um Somehow I think that this is hard for him to talk about this, because, you know, when I get this trouble in my throat, it usually means that this person has trouble like expressing this. But I think that, referring to this, I think that he he wants he doesn't want to be seen as a child, you know. So somehow I think he wants to, from now on or in the near future, he wants to like take a distance from childish concepts. You know, I think that this is actually something that he had been like desiring to do for a while. You know, he probably wants to belong to, I don't know, the groups of more mature members, or more mature concepts, or, you know, like being in a group where they talk about more like about adult concept, you know, like talking about sexy things. I don't know. I don't know, but there's something about him wanting to be considered more mature, and not so much as this very young and youthful and cute and sweet and bubbly guy. You know, I think that he is in this sort of rebellious era, where he wants to be edgier. He wants to be more daring, you know. He wants to dare to do wild things, you know. And here with this, I'm not saying anything sexual. It's just that I think that there's something about this opportunity and this feedback that they are giving him, that probably he also thought about that, and he's disappointed that he hasn't like been able to make an advance, like, okay, like, because I think that he usually gets a really good feedback. He usually gets a lot of good feedback because we started with the Nine of Pentacles. That it's about being abundant, like being feeling really good about yourself. So I think that there's something here about probably a potential project or the possibility to you know to have an opportunity that he wants to do, or an individual opportunity, I believe it is. But somehow he is considered to be too young for that. So, and he is like very passionate, and he's like very opinionated in his sense that, okay, I'm not that young, like I'm not that innocent. Reminds me of Britney Spears song. I'm not that innocent. So I don't know. He's going to be a bit frustrated. Like okay, like I'm going to work on this, and I'm going to do better next time. But he is a bit like resentful about the word of being too young. So probably you will see him like um in this attitude of trying to look tougher. And also I think that it has to do probably because I don't know much about Jeno. I know who he is, of course. I know he is part of NCT Dream, but I know I also had seen him in other units. So probably there's something about he feeling more comfortable in other units than in others. And it's not about the relationship with the members. It's more about the concept that each unit holds. He probably wants to do like, more like daring things, or to talk about, I don't know, to rap or to sing about, subjects that are a bit more mature. So he's also a bit confused, because I actually do believe that he's young. It's just that, he is the kind of person that I think that a lot of people that start at a young age in this industry, they 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 promote so many concepts, like, okay, the cute concept, the sexy concept, the tough concept. So somehow it does like influence on the way he sees himself. Probably he thinks he's more mature than what he actually is, just because, I don't know, maybe his body, his presence is like very well built, and actually probably he does exude a kind of manhood, or a kind of, of magnetism. But somehow maybe his personality is still a bit immature, or it's still a bit like, young. When you are young, there are people that, yes, their body grows, but they are still young. So I think that, but there's a conflict there. He wants to be seen as more mature. So I think that he will definitely work a lot on himself to prove people wrong, because he definitely wants to step up into the older um, units. I don't know how they do it. I don't know if because I don't know much about NCT Dream lineup as well. Like, I don't know if they also change places. I don't know, but I think he doesn't want to do public concepts anymore. There's something about him being really upset because someone said that he looks childish. Like, and actually he is like not childish, but he's really young. So I don't know, but maybe in his mind, he thinks he's older somehow, you know. But yes, I think that this is just circumstantial, guys. I think that this is not going to stop him to get what he wants. You know, he will definitely work on what he has to do, because he's a very ambitious guy and he's also very popular. So definitely I don't see him suffering. It's just that maybe today he's, you know, fixated on this feedback that he was given. You know, he's like, I don't like this, you know, because we started really well actually in the beginning, you know, with his self-esteem very high, and all of a sudden, you know, we are like, okay, I'm not a child anymore. I want to do more like daring concepts, you know. I want to talk about mature things, something like that. So yes, guys, this is all I have for Jeno. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.